Of course you can sell a house without a realtor, but should you? That is the big question. Roughly 5% of home sales occur without a real estate agent. Is this the right approach for you? Maybe. Is it a better way than hiring an agent? It absolutely can be. But if you do it wrong, it will cost you far more than any commission that you were trying to save. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can determine if it's the wise choice for you and then how to successfully do it. And heads up, if you're a realtor, you are not going to be happy. I'll expect you to let me know in the comments below. I'm Michael Hausam. I'm an active real estate broker in Southern California, licensed for about 25 years. I'm also the founder of HAUS ADVANTAGE, where I help potential home buyers and sellers understand what should be happening on their real estate journey, and how to find and hire a realtor if they want one, or how to fix their realtor if they've already hired one. All of it is to avoid expensive mistakes and identify them before it's too late. So I saw this ridiculous reel on Instagram yesterday, and I knew immediately I needed to make this video. If you are one of the unfortunate souls that ended up hiring this agent, you might be better off doing it yourself, especially with my help. By the way, there's a segment of folks for whom this video is not for. A large percentage of home sales without an agent are not arm's length transactions, meaning they're between family members or friends. And this video is not for those circumstances. It's for folks that want to find a buyer for their home, but just want to do it without an agent. And they don't want to call one of those investment companies, like the ones that Tarek El Moussa runs, whose ad you just saw on Instagram. They will gladly buy your house for 70 cents on the dollar so they can make a quick buck. So whenever the topic of selling a home without an agent comes up, most realtors rely on two statistics to totally argue against that idea. And frankly, both of the arguments are pretty weak, and I'll show you why. Statistic number one, the average sale price without an agent nationally is about 15% less than with an agent. Agents love to point this out. The problem is that these are average numbers across the country, and they don't compare apples to apples. They lump in distressed sales and family transfers and estate situations and folks that just threw a sign out in their yard to wing it. So these price statistics actually don't apply if you scratch the surface a little bit. And then statistic number two is that 20 to 30% of those that try to sell a home on their own end up hiring an agent. Now, that might be true, and the argument angle that an agent will use is, hey, don't waste your time trying and then hiring an agent like many do. Just start out by hiring me, right? So the problem with this is that the statistic doesn't take into account those that try to sell their home the right way. The truth, those that try to sell their house the right way will have a much higher level of success than those numbers would indicate. Following the advice of this video or using the other resources that I provide here, it's going to help you operate at an elite level, a level that not even many agents can accomplish. If you follow the guidance and advice that I'm giving you, using all the resources that I've got, you'll be doing things that like 90% of agents don't even know, let alone use. And this also then brings up a second problem with this 20 to 30% hire their realtor eventually number. It only makes sense if you hire the right realtor. So the guy in this little video here, certainly not the right realtor. So at the end of this video, I'll have some help for you on how to find and hire the right realtor as well, if that's the way you want to go. And after all of this, if you still want to sell your home without an agent, what are the things that you should do if you want to be successful? What are the things to think about if you want to do it the right way? So there are 5 key questions that must be answered. Number 1, why do you want to sell it without an agent in the first place? So most folks give the reason is that they want to save the commission, which makes a ton of sense. The idea is that if they can sell the house for basically the same price, then that'll save them the 2 to 3% or whatever in fees that they'd have to pay. Totally understandable. It's a huge, big chunk, tons of money. But the key point is it only works if the net proceeds, the amount that you get wired into your account after everything is done and paid off, those net proceeds need to roughly be the equivalent to the price that you would have obtained with an agent. And you can't just focus on the money savings and the cost side. You also have to consider the gross selling price, right? So that's the other piece of it. And that's the key in the reframe of the question. How can I sell it myself and do just as well or even better than I would do if I hired an agent? To optimize this, what you basically need to do is to duplicate what an elite agent would do. You see, there are agents in every single marketplace across the country that produce results that are unmatched. The closer you can get to doing what they do, the closer you will be to achieving your goal. Now, is this possible? 100%. And that's what the next 4 questions address. So, question number 2. How do I maximize exposure? Here's the whole key. Getting your house in front of the right buyer, right? Of course, you can tape a for sale sign on your mailbox or on your garage door and then wait. But that's not going to reach very far. There's a pool of buyers for every single home, but nobody knows where the right buyer is. And that's the rub. Are they renting the house 2 doors down from you? Or are they currently living in Sydney, Australia, and they're about ready to move? We don't know that, and we have to reach all of them. So this right here, this is an area that the brokerages have a significant advantage. So you're going to need to duplicate those efforts as much as possible. If your house isn't on the same MLS system that all the agents use, you're going to be invisible to a huge chunk of buyers. And this is also going to spread to all the various different consumer websites, including the international ones, Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, all the real estate brokerages, websites, and all that. All of that starts out at the MLS, and then it just explodes from there. Now, fortunately, there are companies that'll do that for you. Totally worth every penny. It's actually not that expensive. You do a quick Google search, there's a bunch of options, under $300, no matter how many services you can get, and some of them are under $100. The bottom line is you need to expand your reach as much as possible to find the right buyer. Now, question number 3, how best to present the house? So think about it like this. You know how Nordstrom and Nordstrom Rack will sometimes sell the exact same product, but do they sell them at the same price? No. And why not? It's not the product, it's the positioning and the presentation. So for your house, this has to do with the pictures and the layout and the property description, all of it. The entire experience for the buyer. Anything you can do to elevate your home's positioning is going to increase its value along that range. Just do some homework. Go to Zillow and scroll through listings, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Some homes are packaged and presented like Nordstrom. Some of them are packaged and presented like Nordstrom Rack. And then some of them are like a garage sale. And even some of them are like a late in the day garage sale. You do not want that. And then go to a new home builder and look at some of their model homes. Seriously, this is advice I give to every single one of my home sellers. Before you put your home on the market, go see some model homes. Because here, this is the pinnacle of positioning and presentation. Super high-end retail. The closer that you can get your house to that level, the higher price you can get. Now, one last thing on this point. When a buyer actually comes to see your house, their experience of it must match what they see online or in the pictures. Your steak absolutely has to match the sizzle or it's going to cost you. Now, question number 4 that you need to answer: do I plan on hiring a sales team? Now, what do I mean by that? There are like 2 million real estate agents across the country, and they make their living every day helping their clients buy houses. And you should absolutely plan to let them all go to work for you to sell your house. Now, do they get a commission? Of course they do. Whether the buyer's paying it directly or they build it into the price, you want those agents out there working for you. So here's the way it works. Let's say you want 400 grand for your house, and the buyers want 12 grand for their agent, and they want to build it into the price. Fine. The price just went up 3% to 412,000. Their agent gets the 12 grand off the top. You still get your $400,000. And even, here's what happens though. Even if you plan for this and have the idea that you're going to build it into the price or the buyers pay for it or whatever, sometimes there's going to be agents where there's no commission requested. Either the buyers are going to pay the commission directly themselves with cash, or it's a friend or a family member or the buyer who's agreed to do it for free. Great. It happens a lot, and that's perfect. But here's the point. No matter how it happens, you're basically leveraging off 2 million salespeople out there trying to sell your house. So don't resist that. Now, last question, number 5 that you need to answer: how do I handle all the paperwork and the details? You have to have a plan for this if you're going to get your house sold. There are very few things in life that have as many paperwork requirements as selling a house. Think about taxes, except for more complicated. Now, if yours is not an escrow state, then you'll need to find a closing attorney that'll handle that and all of the details. There are no shortage of attorneys in every city across the country who would love to help you. Same with escrow companies. In fact, if you're in California, I can refer you to the escrow company that I've used for years. Chrissy does private sale transactions all the time, easy peasy. Now, there's certainly a few more moving parts than these basic 5 questions, but if you answer them the correct way, you'll be doing great. In fact, you'll be doing better than many or even most folks that do hire an agent. Now, if you decide to sell on your own, you shouldn't be guessing your way through it. I have built a step-by-step curriculum for this exact situation, and there's a coaching program to accompany it. There's a link in the description below and also in the pinned comment if you would like that support. If you want the best possible results, it's a great tool to do it without hiring an agent. It's not just what you need to do, but how to do it with me coaching you along the way. Now, if you do decide to hire an agent and get professional help, please make sure hire an elite agent to get the absolute best possible results. Otherwise, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, wasting time and wasting money, like this guy at the video at the beginning. And I've got a free resource for you here as well. It's a guide, How to Hire a Realtor. That is also linked below. And then lastly, every month I do a free live workshop to provide further assistance. There's multiple options to make sure that you're fully equipped to avoid all of the common mistakes that I see every single day. And a lot of these mistakes I see are being made with an agent and without an agent. There is so much money on the line. And for most folks, transactions like these, they're the largest of their lives. You cannot afford to make a mistake, and you need to know all the secrets and the hidden traps. Now, the next up is a video designed to give you more advice, more insider secrets that most real estate agents don't even know.